Assalamu alaikum and welcome all. I hope that you will be happy and enjoying a healthy life. Viewers, today's video is going to be useful, especially for those friends who are facing damages in their garden caused by animals and birds. Basically, what happens is when we start planting any seeds or seedlings, that is the critical time that we need to take care of the plant. That is basically the sensitive time. It needs more care and more protection. And at that point, normally what happens is those seedlings are either chewed by the birds, or the rats or cats come and damage these seedlings. So earlier what I used to do is I was protecting these seedlings by plastic bottles. It depends upon the size of the plant. If the plant was single and small, I used to take a 1.5 liters bottle. Or other herbs like coriander, you can see here I have covered with green net, but this is not possible for each and every plant because the green net will be costly if we are going to use it in a big garden. If you have a small space or a balcony, yes, you can use this method. This is really effective. Recently, I found out another very effective method of protecting my plants, and that is through these mesh wire cages, which I made at home. You just have to get a mesh wire roll, cut it according to your requirement, and place it on your seedlings or small plants. Plants of different size can also be protected by these cages, not only the seedlings. Use of these mesh wire cages has helped me a lot. That's why I thought of sharing it with you. And after using the mesh wire cages, the biggest advantage for me was that I could get this growth of my tomato plants. Otherwise, tomato plants were very small, just the young seedlings, and the rat, I don't know from where it came, it was often visiting my garden and used to dig. Now itself you can see that it has dug this one, but it could not get into the cage. It cannot bite this. And now you can see, after using the cages, I could grow tomato plants nicely. Otherwise, I'll tell you the truth, this whole batch I have planted twice. He came, got a treat, ate them, and I had planted that again. So twice I have done that, lost them, and this was the third time when I used the cages. And now one batch is ready almost. You can see the growth, and the second batch is still in the cages. When the plant will grow that much taller that it will come out of this cage, I will remove it, just like I have removed from this one. And the height of the plant, like this one, see, this is grown tall, and now I can remove the cage and use it for another plant. You can see how these cats and rats are enjoying in the garden. They just hide anywhere they want, and I have to protect my garden from these. Okay, so the height of the cage depends upon your usage. If you want to protect your plants up to a certain height or certain age, you can just make it taller. Otherwise, you can keep it a little short. For example, I have prepared them in these two sizes. This is one size which is almost 8 inches, and in diameter this is 6. This one is also same in the diameter. Its height is double. So this one is around 14 to 12-14 inches. Its height is. It totally depends upon your requirement. You can have a broader one if you have big pots, like for example this size of the pot. You can make a bigger ring and whatever the height is required, you can keep that, but I would suggest you to keep it not more than 8 inches diameter, because if it's wider, then the birds can sit in and eat your plant. If this is not that wide, even the birds are scared to enter and chew the leaves. So in this way, it can protect your plants not only from cats and rats, but it also protects them from the birds. So that's why I found it really effective, cheap, and it is reusable also. So you just need to grab a roll of wire mesh. That also depends upon your requirement, what type of wire mesh you want or what is available to you. Basically, these are very small squares because I wanted to protect the plants from birds and rats also. If you want to have wider squares, that also you can use, but I would prefer to use this one. This is cheaper and it has more flexibility. It is not that hard or that strong that you can't even bend it. You don't need any help or any expertise to make this cage. You can do it by yourself if you are getting it in this size. Otherwise, I think the other sizes or the thicker wire mesh would require different tools to cut. Now I will tell you that how do I make these cages. Mine are a little longer. In fact, the size of the cage depends upon your requirement, as I told you. Here I have an extra piece of the mesh wire just to demonstrate that how did I make it. Let's suppose that you got the cutting according to your requirement, the length and the width, and then what you need to do is simply just roll it and make it in form of a cage. And how to tie it now? There are two ways. Number one, as I did, just tangle them. One side, this thing, just tangle in the other squares, and after that you can bend it using your hand also, for which you need to be a little careful, or otherwise you can use such kind of tool to bend them just softly. I find it easier to fold it with the hands, so I'm just using my fingers to fold this. Other way is you can just tie a knot. That zipper rings are available in the market, or the twings, plant twings are available, you can use them. But I find it easier in this way, because in this way you can open and close it easily. You don't have to untie anything, or you don't have to cut any twig. So it's better to use it and just get them tangled like that. This is the way I made the cages. Just bend it a little bit. This is, as I told you, this width or this size of the mesh wire is easy to mold and bend, so you can just bend it accordingly. This became a smaller cage with 8 inches and 6 inches diameter and 8 inches height. This is the bigger one which I have made for my plants. So it's so easy and simple. So friends, that's all for today. This was something very effective and useful for me. So I thought of sharing it with you so that you can also get benefited from this. And if you found this video helpful, then please do comment and let me know about your feedback. Or if you are using something more useful, then let me know about that also, so that we all can share our tips and make gardening easy for each other. Okay then, inshallah, I will see you soon with another useful video. Till then, take care, stay blessed, and Allah Hafiz.